Let's talk about parent and child lists. In this video, we're going to go through three things. What are they? How do we create them? And how do we add them to our forms? So put simply, a parent and child list within Gecko is a way of asking questions to the student and based on their response, giving a refined answer. And in practice, that may mean a classic example here is asking, what level of study are you? And if they tell us they're an undergraduate, we say, okay, what area of interest do you have? And based on their selection there, we only return programs or courses which fit both of those previous answers. So let's look at this in practice. So here on this form, we can see we're asking, what is your level of study? Exactly as we just went through. I'm an undergraduate. Okay, what's your area of interest? If I'm interested in archaeology, the program lists which are available are only going to be the archaeology ones. If I choose, however, and say I'm interested in computer science, we get a completely different set of options to pick for in the program of interest choice. So they're a great way of being able to help guide the student to information relevant to them. Now these can be created easily within Gecko or outside of Gecko and imported in by going to Settings and Field Options and clicking Add New Option. Now we're going to go through a very basic setup of this and add it to a form momentarily, and then we'll go through how we can do this much quicker by copying and pasting in a spreadsheet or just importing directly into Gecko. The first thing that we want to do is give this a name, and Child Academy, can't spell, and the very first thing that we want to do is add at least two options to our form, list of options here. And effectively, these are going to be the first options that a user can pick from in our very first question. So we'll call this undergraduate and we'll call this graduate. Now we want to add some child options below this parent pick. And we do this instead of clicking add option by clicking the plus icon here. As you can see in the help text, add child for this field option. So let's add two for each. So for undergraduate, let's give this, let's say languages, let's say sciences, and we'll say history, and we'll say business for graduate. We can actually go one step further. You can add as many options as you want, obviously, but you can add child options. So we could say French and Spanish. We could say physics. Let's go chemistry, because my spelling is clearly atrocious. Biology, and for history we'll go ancient and modern, and for business we'll go accounting and finance. Perfect. So we have a list of several options. We've actually got a parent, a child, and then two child options on this particular list. All I need to do to start using this is then hit save, and we have our list available. And let's go to our form and get this updated. Now, in order to use these, you will need to be making use of the drop-down single choice field. And because there are three levels, I'm going to add three different fields, and I'm going to name them just to make it easy to follow. We'll call it parent as the top field. We'll say child as the second field, and we'll go child for the third option. I'm going to save my form. I'm now going to go to the topmost option and go to options and say that what I want to pull in is the parent and child academy field options list. I'm going to save that. I'm then going to go to the child field, and instead of using the same options list, I'm actually going to tell it create a relationship with the parent field. So whatever they pick in the parent field, make that selection pull through to which options are going to be available in this field. And you can probably see where I'm going to go with this. For the child field, we'll do exactly the same, but point it at the child field. Once we hit save then, if we reopen this form, we'll see that I actually can't select anything from these two fields yet, but as soon as I pick graduate, for instance, we have our list of options here, which pull through really nicely and simply. Now, admittedly, this isn't a hugely scalable thing if you're going to be manually setting it up, although it is easy to set up once. You can import these en masse into Gecko. The field options allow you to, rather than creating one by one, you can switch to text mode and you can just copy and paste these in. And you'll notice we've got, for our parent options, they're nested immediately to the left, but there's a one tab indent to denote when there's a child option or a child option. So this can be absolutely observed by using a spreadsheet. So we could say, here are undergraduate programs, and here's just a list of UK university subjects that I'm going to completely steal because I can't be bothered to type these out. So we might want to copy these, and here's our one tab indent, and we can say graduate programs. Let's again just steal some more of these nice and easily. Let's copy those to the clipboard and let's paste them in this column. When that's all said and done, we can just copy this list of options over, paste it in, and save this. Now this field is actually, it's already being used in our form, so if we refresh our form, we should hopefully get that new list of options pulling through now. Because we didn't set up a child option, this field is going to be blank, but it's a way of showing that we can use spreadsheets to really good effect if you want to mass import information quickly.